Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Communicative English class. So this is our third class on Communicative English, and we have learned till now the tense, parts of speech, and what are the classification of tenses, how you can use it according to the person, all these things. So today I will again discuss the tense, like I will revise tense, and then I will go to verb, because verb is the very important parts of speech, and without verb you cannot form any sentence. So that is why we will discuss verb in a little bit detail, so that you can understand, and you can understand like what are the kinds of verbs, and what type of verbs you have to use uh, in your sentence. Okay, so let's start. So basically, first I am sharing the whiteboard where I'm showing you what I had told last day. So we discussed tenses. There are three types of tense: present, past, and future. So present tense talks about what is happening now. Now past tense talks about what happened in the past. And future tense talks about the incidents or events will happen in the future. Talks about events or incidents which will happen in future. So that's all. Now we have classified tenses into four categories. Every tense has four categories. So I'm showing you the first one. Simple present. In simple present, we have to use the main form of the verb. What I told. What is the main form? Main form means the first form, like the teacher teaches English. So this is the main form of the verb which I am using. Okay. Now, what was the second category? Present continuous. In present continuous tense, with the is, am, are, you have to use the ing form of the verb. Like the teacher is teaching English. Okay. Now the third form was present perfect. So in present perfect, you are using has or have verb. Then the third form of the verb, that is past participle form. Like the teacher has taught English. So teach, taught, taught. These are the three forms, and we have used has verb plus third form of the verb taught. So the teacher has taught English. This is present perfect. Now, what is present perfect continuous? The teacher has been teaching English. So what is happening here? Here you have to add has verb plus been verb and then ing form of the verb. So this is a form. Like this way you have to make present perfect continuous tense. Now I told you according to the person, the verb form changes. So in the first person, we use the same form like I do or we do, singular and plural. The second person, you do, and again plural, you do. In the third person, he or she does, and in the plural, they do. So that's all. According to the tense, according to the person, you have to write the form of the verb. Okay. So this is for present tense. Now, in simple present, if we are writing this and this present continuous, we have to write with I am, we are, you are, he or she is, and they are. And when it is present perfect, so with I, we, they, and you have to use have verb. When it is present perfect or present perfect continuous, like I have been reading or I have read, like this. But we have been reading, we have read, like this. And other than this, third person singular, you can use has. Okay, so that's all. Now this one is for present tense. So past and future we had not discussed last day. Past and future are also same. So I'm showing you. There are four tense: simple, past, like I did, past continuous, I was doing, past perfect, I had done, and so the same thing as present tense, like simple past tense, we just have to use the past tense of the verb form, that is did. In the past continuous, we cannot use is, am, are, but instead of that, we have to use was, were, because it is past continuous. So we have to write I was doing, you were doing, he or she was doing, like this. And the past perfect, you have to write I had done, we had done, he or she had done. So only has and have verb has only one past tense, that is had. You have to follow that. And again, according to the person, the be verb will change. Like am will become was, and are will become were. And what is past perfect continuous? Same thing. So in the place of has or have, you have to write had, then been doing. So I had been doing, he or she had been doing. Like this, you have to write. So this is past tense. So I think it is clear now what is like present tense and what is past tense. Now for like present tense and past tense, there are again four category of future tense. Same thing. Simple future, I will, or he will, or you will, anything, future continuous. Just you have to write I will or shall, then you have to add be verb. Be doing. Just a second. So I will be doing. So like that you have to do. Now what is the third form? Third form is okay. So the third one is future perfect. So what is future perfect? Future perfect will be the same thing. So but you just have to add will or shall. Like I will have done. So will or shall verb plus has or have verb, then the third form of the verb. Okay. So the next one is uh, future perfect continuous. So we don't use all these forms very much, like future perfect, continuous, future perfect. So I will have been doing. This will be the form. So the subject plus will or shall plus has or have plus the ing form of the verb. So subject plus will or shall plus has or have plus been verb plus ing form of the verb. So this is the form. So you need to practice at home about the tenses, because tenses are like first thing you cannot understand in one day. You have to practice a lot. Then you can understand like what are the forms, what are the rules you need to remember. And if you have any query, you can always ask me, and if you can also post it. Okay. So now we will move towards verb. 1 second. So what I discussed, present tense we had already discussed. So we had discussed today past tense and future tense. Now, what is past tense? Past tense is, just a second. Past tense is something happened in the past. So there are 4 types of past tense: simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. So in simple past, we are using the past form of the verb. There are a lot of like different kind of verbs, regular, irregular, and forms are also changing according to that. Then you in past continuous, you have to use was or were, then ing form of the verb. And in past perfect, we have to use had and then the third form of the verb. And past perfect continuous, you have to use had and then been and the ing form of the verb. Okay. Now let's start verb. So what is verb? Verb is action word. Now there are different kind of verbs: action verbs, static verbs, transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, linking verbs, helping verbs, modal verbs, regular verbs, irregular verbs, phrasal verbs, and infinitives. Okay, so let's start with the first one. So action verbs. Verbs are basically action words. Now what are action verbs? Action verbs, as their name says, are used to refer to actions. So this can refer to physical actions that are performed with bodies or objects, such as jump, eat, or sing, or mental actions that we use our brains to perform, such as think, consider, or memorize. Most verbs you will find are action verbs. Like list of action verbs. Verbs are basically action. So most of the verbs are action verbs only. Run, swim, help, ignore, believe. Like what are the actions you will find? Those are action verbs. Okay. Example of action verbs in a sentence. Each of the sentence uses action verbs. You will see that each verb is referring to a physical or mental action. Now I work at a factory. Cats chase mice. We listen to the woman's amazing story. All these are action verbs. Number 2, static verbs. So unlike action verbs, static verbs refer to conditions or states of being. So generally speaking, we use static verbs to describe things like qualities or state of existence, opinions, beliefs, emotions. And when used in a sentence, static verbs do not refer to actions. So it is important to know that some verbs can be used as neither action or static verbs depending on their meaning in the sentence. So we are less likely to use static verbs in the continuous verb tense. So action verbs, we discussed that the action words are action verbs. Now what are the static verbs? Static verbs refer to conditions or states of being. So generally speaking, we use static verbs to describe things like qualities, state of existence, opinions, beliefs, and emotions. So when used in a sentence, static verbs do not refer to actions. So it is important to know that some verbs can be used as either action or static verbs depending on their meaning in the sentence. Okay. Now, there are some static verbs like love, want. So, own, have, resemble. So they have categorized the verbs in this category where they are talking about some existence, opinions, beliefs, and emotions. Not that much action words. That's why it is static verbs. So examples of static verbs in a sentence. These sentences all use static verbs. So you will notice that none of these verbs refer to actions. The mansion has 5 bathrooms. Ali loves her younger daughters. My car needs an oil change. So here you can see that this sentence, the verbs they have used in the sentence, they refer to like they are not referring to any actions.
Like the mansion has 5 bathrooms. So it is has or have verb. So it has, like it is not doing anything, the verb. Alice loves her. So love is a kind of action. Micah needs. So Micah needs. So it's not like any action. So these are action verbs. Now transitive verb. So while studying verb, we need to learn about transitive and intransitive verbs, and we have to understand it. Now, what are transitive verb? So transitive verb is a verb that is accompanied by a direct object in a sentence. What is transitive verbs? Transitive verb is a verb that is accompanied by a direct object in a sentence. The direct object is a noun, pronoun, or noun phrase that is having something done to it by the subject of the sentence. So both action and stative verbs can have direct objects, which means they can both be used as transitive verbs. So the direct object may be the noun, pronoun, or noun phrase, anything, and which is like that is having something done to it by the subject of the sentence. So both action and stative verbs can have direct objects, and which means they can be used as transitive verbs. Now, example of transitive verbs in a sentence. The following sentences all contain example of transitive verbs like Leonardo Leonardo ate a delicious pizza. So here, ate is the verb and it has a sub object. Like Leonardo is a subject and ate a delicious pizza. So what is the object here? Pizza. So I'm marking it here. This is the subject. This is the verb. And this is the object. Now, these words are like different, like what kind of pizza, delicious pizza, pepperoni pizza, I'm coming to that. So as we have learned parts of speech, so I may ask you, what is the parts of speech, like delicious? Can you tell me what is the parts of speech? So as delicious is telling the quality of the pizza, so it is the adjective. Okay, now we are going to the second sentence. The wealthy man bought 3 paintings. So the wealthy man is the subject and bought is the verb and 3 paintings are the objects. Now she really hates broccoli. Now she is the subject, hates is the verb, and what is the object here? Broccoli. So this one is transitive verb. There are 3 sentences we have got where we can see every verb has one object. So Leonardo is the subject, 8 is the verb, and pizza is the object. In the second one, object is 3 paintings, and in the third one, broccoli. So these are transitive verbs. So what is happening in transitive verbs? How can you identify transitive verbs? When the verb has one object, that is transitive verbs. Now I have okay, it's very small, but I'm zooming my screen. So I already told you, like transitive verbs are the verbs that must be followed by an object. Now bring. Please bring me a glass of water. So this one is also again transitive verb. Please bring me a glass of water. Bring me what? So glass of water is the object. Now cost. My coat cost a lot of money. Now lot of money is the object. Give. Our family gives gifts. Our family gives what? Gifts. So gifts is the object. Now, can you please identify the transitive verbs from the other sentences? What are the transitive verbs from the next sentence? Lend. Could you please lend me $5? So here lend is a verb. Now what is the object? $5 is the object here. Offer. My boss offered me a great new job. So what is the object here? Job. What kind of job? Great new job. Now play. Jennifer loves playing the piano. So what is the object here? Loves playing the piano. This is the whole thing is the object. Now read. They read the newspaper every day. They read what? They read newspaper. Send. My girlfriend sends me an email message every day. Sends what? Email message. So this is the object. Sing. Muriel sings songs at karaoke every Sunday night. Sings what? Songs. So in this way, you have to find out what are the transitive verbs and what is the object there. So I think transitive verb is clear. The verbs which has some object, that is transitive verbs. So transitive verb always have some object. There are other verbs too. Buy, get, leave, make, owe, pay, promise, refuse, show, take, till, all these are transitive verbs. So if you think you will memorize the list, you cannot do it because you have to understand. If you understand, then you can easily find out. Now, intransitive verbs, what is intransitive verbs? I think you can easily guess. The verbs which don't have any object, that is intransitive verbs. So verb is an intransitive verb if it is not used with a direct object. So remember, only nouns, pronouns, and noun phrases can be direct objects. So prepositional phrases, adjectives, and adverbs cannot be used as direct objects. So once again, both action and stative verbs can be used as intransitive verbs. So the opposite of a transitive verb is an intransitive verb. It's very easy. So verb is an intransitive verb if it is not used with a direct object. So remember, only nouns, pronouns, and noun phrases can be direct objects. Now prepositional phrases, adjectives, and adverbs cannot be used as direct objects. Once again, both action and stative verbs can be used as intransitive verbs. Let's see some examples, like how intransitive verbs can be used in sentence. Please read the sentence. Airplanes fly. So if you look carefully, you can see that none of these sentences have direct objects. So airplanes fly. Now there is no object. Now fly is an intransitive verb. The children slept while adults worked. Children slept. Slept house, slept bed, there is nothing. So children slept. The terrified monkeys hid in the trees. So all these are intransitive verbs. Look carefully, these verbs have no object. There are subjects, airplanes, children, monkeys, but there is no object. Okay. So these are intransitive verbs. Now, there are some intransitive verb examples. I have given some more. So, intransitive verb has two characteristics. First, it is action verbs expressing a doable activity like arrive, go, lie, sneeze, see, die, etc. Second, unlike a transitive verb, it will not have a direct object receiving the action. So, some like intransitive verbs are mainly the action verbs, but unlike the transitive verbs, uh, it doesn't have any action, direct action. Like it is raining. When he finished the grace, water evaporates. He has been singing all day. You have grown since I last saw you. They ran, he died, she slept. It shows everything in every sentence, every verb. There is no object. So these are only action verbs. So in a way, you can call it intransitive verbs. So we have learned action verbs. These basically refer to actions. Then static verbs, then transitive verbs, and then intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs has action. Intransitive verb has no action. Now linking verbs. What are the linking verbs? So linking verbs are a special type of static verb whose name gives a big clue as to what they do. Linking verbs are used to link a subject with subject complement. So subject complement describes or identifies the subject of the sentence or clause. So linking verbs can function as intransitive verbs which do not take direct objects. So list of words used as linking verbs like be, become, seem, appear, grow, etc. So kind of static verb, these linking verbs, they are linking two sentences. Like Mike is a great dancer. The gold watch looks expensive. The watch, what is gold, that is expensive. Suddenly the mall got really crowded. Okay, excuse me. So all these are linking verbs. Helping verbs are the auxiliary verbs which help, which work with other verbs to change the meaning of the sentence. Like I showed you in the tense, helping verb combines with the main verb in order to accomplish different goals. Like I am going, I am doing, or he has done, she has done, you have done. So they are not coming alone. They are coming with other verbs to make like change the meaning of the sentence. So examples of helping verbs in a sentence, like the musicians has performed in concerts all over the world. My cat is getting slow. Cheetahs can run. So this verb is not coming alone. It is coming, that's why the second verb form is changed. That is why it is helping verb. In the second sentence also. So it is in present continuous tense, right? So that is why is has come, and the form of the verb also has changed. It has ing with the form. Cheetahs can run. Now can is a model, and it has also added some new meaning. So these are changing the meaning of the sentence. Now modals. Modals are a subgroup of helping verbs. So they can be used in a specific mood. Like they can express ability, necessity, possibility, permission, order, etc. Like can, may, might, must, would. These are kind of helping verbs. These are called modals. Like sometimes jam becomes jumped. Okay, one second. Like you can write, we sometimes write, you can come now. So like the meaning of the sentence is slightly different from you come now. You can come now. Like, may I enter the room? I'm asking for permission. Can you just come for a minute? Is a like permission. With ability. I might do this work. So all these work, these modal verbs show us the ability. Okay. So we have left with phrasal verbs, irregular verbs, and regular verbs. So I will not discuss this today. Please revise transitive verbs and intransitive verbs properly. Remember, transitive verbs have some object, and intransitive verbs do not have any object. And modals are used to used with other verbs to change the meaning of the sentence, and it has some other like different meaning. So you will see in the next class how to use modals in sentence. Then we will discuss regular, irregular, and phrasal verbs. Okay, so please revise and remember what I have told you. And if you have any query, you can ask me. Okay, so we are concluding to this class. We'll meet again in the next.